Hello guys, so, I always say so, if you've been watching my vlogs for a long time you know. So is how we begin, but today is the 9th of April and I've been in lockdown in New Zealand for just over 2 weeks now. As you would have seen if you watched my last vlog, I came back to New Zealand for a little bit because I got booked to play live music at a wedding. Now, because of the state that the world's in, I made the decision to stay in New Zealand for the time being rather than going back to London. Weird choice, and it's definitely been odd not going out and not seeing my friends and things like that, because London has been quite social for me. I still have really close friends here in New Zealand, some of my best friends ever, but my life wasn't really that social before I left. Whereas London is such a busy city that you're always doing stuff, there's always things going on, people go out a lot. And I went out a lot in the evenings to play open mics, watch open mics, run the social media, also watching a lot of gigs and things like that. So it's definitely been very odd having so much time on my hands. However, I'm definitely making the most of it and doing as much as I can without stressing myself out too much. I've actually been really relaxed and just doing some things like projects and learning some new things that I've wanted to do for a really long time. Right now, I'm actually gonna put some makeup on just because I felt really inspired. I have been watching not that much YouTube actually. I normally watch quite a lot of YouTube, but one of my favorite YouTubers, XO, who is a New Zealand makeup YouTuber or like makeup beauty lifestyle YouTuber. She did a video today where she did like a pastel purple eye look, so I want to do that. I've actually been posting videos on my Instagram almost every single day. So if you're not following me on Instagram yet, it's at Lauren Collins Singer. But yeah, I thought I'd put some makeup on and then see if I can film a video or two for my Instagram. I just finished doing a workout, so I'm a little bit red-faced, but I'm gonna put some makeup on anyway. So I'm gonna start with this new moisturizer I got. I didn't realize when I bought it that it's like an age moisturizer. But yeah, it's vegan and cruelty free, which is really important to me at the moment. It does say that there. I can't really give a review on it because I haven't really been using it that long, but it isn't really greasy, which I like, and it doesn't make your skin feel tight or anything, because my skin used to be so oily, and then when I went vegan, it got really dry. So I used to get really shiny. But now when I wash my face, my skin feels really tight and really dry, so I have to be careful with the moisturizers that I use. My favorite one is from Simple, and that's probably my favorite skincare brand because it has, I feel like it has better ingredients in it and it's not very harsh on my skin. I do have an eye cream, but I'm not going to put it on right now. I also have my coffee here with me, so I'm going to be drinking this. It's a different angle. Sorry, the angle's probably all changed. I had to delete some footage off my memory card. I didn't realize it was so full. What I was saying was, I don't think that these sachets are as tasty as the ones I remember of like the regular sachet coffees you get. I don't normally buy sachet coffees, but I saw that these ones were made with oat, so I wanted to try them. But yeah, they're not really that strong, which I thought they would be, but it's still nice to have. I know this might be a bit weird as well, but I also wanted to mention this deodorant that I've been trying. I got it off the recommendation of another YouTuber called Zoe Sugg, or Zoella as she's well known. She did a sponsorship with this brand, Native, and the same thing as the moisturizer, I've been trying to buy products that are vegan and cruelty free, and these ones are, I believe. The packaging isn't sustainable, which is annoying, which I've been trying to do as well. My old deodorant that I used was like a putty one in a jar, but it left really weird stains all over my clothes and I didn't really like it. It didn't really do much for me, but this one, it's blackberry and plum scented. It smells amazing. Like, it just doesn't smell like a deodorant. I actually bought, this is gonna be really weird, I'm gonna put my deodorant on camera. This is a weird thing to do. I actually ordered 3 in one go because they were doing a sale. So I have a few different scents, but this was the one that I packed with me. And it was very strange deciding not to go back to London, because not only am I so used to living there now, but also I have a lot of stuff in London. Luckily, I left a lot of things here as well. Like I have, you know, some skincare products and some clothes and things like that, some recording equipment, but I didn't know that I wasn't going to be returning to London, so I didn't bring much stuff with me. I barely brought anything with me. So I'm making do with what I have. So for my makeup today, I'm actually not going to be wearing foundation because I didn't bring any. There are some foundations that I have here. I used one of them up because it barely had anything in it. And then the other one I have, I think it just doesn't look very good on me, and it's a really pale colour. And when I first got to New Zealand, I actually got a little bit more tanned. So even though my face is kind of pale, my body is not. Well, it looks pale in the camera, but it's not. Yeah, anyway, so I'm not going to be doing foundation. I'm just going to be doing like concealer and powder. But yeah, you're probably not interested in that. So I've actually been doing some language learning in my isolation. I studied French for 5 years in high school. And when I left high school, I considered doing an au pair sort of program or exchange program to France. I actually was lucky enough to go to France and Tahiti with my school for exchanges, and they were super valuable because not only did I meet some really nice people, but I feel like you learn languages so much more when you're submerged in them because you're forced to speak them. Oh no, the battery's gonna run out. The angle might change again because the battery's gonna run out. Hopefully that's a similar angle. But yeah, what I was saying is, I feel like when you are trying to learn a language, you learn a lot faster when you submerge yourself in the language and you're forced not to speak, in my case, English. But instead I went and I did Camp America. So I decided not to do an au pair program. But I'm considering maybe in the future going and spending a few months in France in order to get good at French. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. I've decided to pick up French again, and I actually surprisingly remember a lot from when I did it at school. It's surprising the words that you remember. A lot of the time, say someone asked me the word for mouse, I wouldn't know off the top of my head, but then I read souris on a page and I know it says mouse. It is really weird to remember stuff without being able to pull the knowledge when you need it. Wow, I have such a frog in my throat. One eyebrow on, one eyebrow not on. These bad boys have not been done for probably like 3 or 4 months. Yeah, because I got them done before Christmas and it's April. So over the last few years I've been doing a lot of decluttering because I want to have less things in my life, and sort of, I don't want to label it as a minimalist, but I do want to be more minimal. And luckily, when I was decluttering all of my school stuff, I didn't get rid of all of my French books because I knew that I wanted to keep going with it. So in order to kind of pick up my knowledge again, I've been creating a theory folder and going through exercises in my old French exercise books, which is funny because I was really dedicated in school, so a lot of the time I did do my homework and things like that. There are pages that aren't filled in, so I can go through and then do the exercises now, which is a nice way to refresh. I think the thing that I'm the worst at is verb conjugation in different tenses. So all of the different complicated tenses do throw me a little bit, and just knowing when to use them and being able to conjugate fast in a sentence. But I'll get there. And so because I have so much time on my hands now, I've really been trying to do that every single day. So I actually am also learning Dutch, which I guess is a weird choice of language to learn. But I know people who are Dutch, and one of my best friends is actually going to be moving to Amsterdam, hopefully this year, depending on how everything goes. And so she's going to have to learn Dutch as well. So I thought it would be kind of cool if we could both learn it and support each other and do it together. Also, Dutch is very like Afrikaans, and I have some South African friends, and there's a lot of South African people in New Zealand too. So maybe it might come in more handy than I think. But I feel like it's a cool language to kind of push myself because it's so different from what I'm used to. And then I know this is talking away in the future, but I would also really like to learn Spanish because it's such a useful language to know. They are quite dark, but hopefully they'll look fine with everything else on. They look darker on camera than they do in real life. They look much more natural in real life. So for Dutch, I'm using Duolingo as like a starter to learn. I definitely don't think that's for people who already know some Dutch because it's very basic. Oh, it's very sunny now. It's gonna be bright. It's been on and off raining all day, so sorry if the lighting is weird. But yeah, I think it's mainly for beginners because it's very basic. It is definitely getting harder, but it's quite a simple way of learning. So the concealer I'm using is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the color Medium 1 Custard. I've had this for quite a while now and there's definitely a dent, but it's lasting me a really long time and it does have really nice coverage. I would say though, I don't mind this under my eyes, but I definitely think it's better as like an eye primer or like a spot coverage rather than an under eye. However, I will be using it under my eyes today because I barely have any makeup with me. I do have a purple eyeshadow palette, but I'm going to use this Jeffree Star liquid lipstick as a base for my eyes. So this is in the color Self Control. There we go. Is that in focus? Now focus on me. Yes. So I'm going to be using that as a base. I've actually never used this as an eye base before. I've used it as an eyeliner before. And it's a very pale pastel color, so as eyeliner it's not that visible from far away, but it's kind of nice as like a subtle little pop of color. Damn, I cannot speak. Okay, I don't know whether to go straight onto my eye or onto my hand. I need to pat that concealer back in because it's creasing. Okay, maybe I'll just go straight on my eye and I'll just do one eye at a time. Wow, it feels really weird to put this all over my eyelid. I'm just using a flat brush to blend it out. Oh yeah, that looks nice. I don't really know how to blend this, but I'm just gonna pat the edges to try and make it look kind of soft, and then I'll probably go in with a powder over the top. There we go, that's one eye. Other eye. This surprisingly blends out really well for a liquid product. Like that worked really well. How did that do that? Just gonna go over the bits that are a little bit, not patchy, but they're a little bit more sheer, just on the outer corner. It's surprisingly not patchy, which I thought it would be. I thought I would have to cover a lot, but I could probably just wear this on its own. I might add a shimmer on the lid though, because that's what Shannon did, and I wanna make it look the same. Although I probably won't be putting on false eyelashes like she did. I actually need a new mascara. The one I have at the moment is almost completely dried out. But obviously, I don't really want to be ordering makeup online to get to New Zealand because that's just a waste. Also, makeup in New Zealand is a lot more expensive than it is in the UK. Not that I bought lots of makeup in the UK, but just in general. It's more expensive here. Okay, I'm going to stop there with that one. So this is the purple eyeshadow palette I have. It's from Colourpop. It did actually break when I got it sent to me. I did sort of press the middle eyeshadow in a little bit, but you can probably tell that the middle one is a little bit shattered. When I got it, the whole pan was like underneath the plastic and it had cracked completely. So I'm glad that it didn't go fully to waste. But I am going to... there's a pretty similar color to the base that I have on my eyes, this top one here. So I'm going to use that and just blend that in the crease to make sure that it looks seamless. I've also been writing a lot of new songs, which is pretty nice because I have so much time on my hands. I can really allow myself to make the time to sit with my guitar and be creative, write some different things. I actually do have an album idea, which is really exciting. So I know what the theme or like the concept of the album is, but I don't know what all the songs are going to be on it yet. I think I have 9 songs, which is pretty awesome. They're not obviously recorded, they're just concepts at the moment. How's that looking? Those colors actually match really well. Oh, I think it's starting to rain again. I think I want to go in with a little bit of this top color here. It's like a shimmery purple. I'm gonna do a light layer because on Shannon's video she didn't use too much. She was using her Heaps of Sweets palette, which is her She was using her Heaps of Sweets palette, which is her palette that she made. Does that look... yeah, I think that looks okay. She used a dark purple eyeshadow along her lash line as like a, not meant to be smoky, but as like a kind of smoky eyeliner. So the darkest purple I have is this one down the bottom. So I'm going to use that one. The eyeshadows in this are quite powdery, so I always tap them off because otherwise it's going to go all over your face. I am doing my face afterwards, so I could wipe it off, but I don't like doing that because if I put moisturizer on, then if I wipe my face, it's gonna make my face all dry. So yeah, just really tap your brush off if you're gonna use these. She wrung it out, but only a tiny bit. So yeah, I'm actually gonna start trying to record some of my songs at home. You can't see it in the camera, I might have to show you, but I've put up a mattress in the wardrobe because I didn't want to stand fully in my wardrobe because otherwise the sound would be too damp because of all of the clothes. So I've got my wardrobe open and then I've got the mattress sort of leaning up against it to soundproof my room a little bit, and then I can record some things. So I've already done a little bit, but nothing's complete at all yet. It surprisingly takes a very long time to get a song from the initial idea to writing it fully, then, you know, revising it and making sure you're happy with it, to then recording it. And recording is such a long process, and that's not even including all of the stuff that you do post, especially when you have a concept in your head and you don't really know how to execute it. Because I'm not a producer, I don't know how to mix and master properly. Luckily I have people who can sort of help me. I'm really not in the swing of this whole vlogging thing. My camera just got off again, so I deleted more of the footage on the camera, so I don't know where it cut me off. But I was pretty much just saying that it's hard to get a song from the initial stages to actually recording it, and then knowing what things that you need to write in or record in order to get the final result that you want. And I have great appreciation for people who can understand how that whole process works and, you know, do it. Someone who can do it from start to finish it's really amazing. But that's one thing I'm coming to learn, is that even if you admire someone who, like say Ariana Grande, I love her music and I never really used to like her as an artist and I do now, but you know, even though she's the main face of the music, she's the singer, it's Ariana Grande's song, there's so many people that go into making that and writing it and getting it to where it needs to be. So I'm learning to work with others and ask for help when I don't know how to do something, which isn't always an easy thing to do, to actually say to people, hey look, I don't know how to do this, can you show me how to do it, or can you do it for me? So I think I winged this out a little bit more than she did, but I still think it looks nice. Now I'm going to do concealer on my face. So I just mainly do it on my chin and around my mouth where there's a little bit of discoloration, and then under my eyes and on my nose probably, and then I will do powder on the rest of my face. So yeah, center of the face is more where I conceal, and then the outer perimeters is more just powder. And I'm just using a Real Techniques brush. I don't know what, oh here we go, it's got the name on it. Deluxe Concealer Brush. I have also, speaking of music, been picking up piano. I've been wanting to buy a second-hand keyboard in the UK for my flat in London for a while, but a lot of them seem to be quite overpriced even if they were second-hand, and I was trying to save up a bit of money so I didn't buy one. But I do have a keyboard here in New Zealand, so I've started to practice that a bit more, and I've definitely gotten a lot better just naturally from having more musical knowledge in general, more knowledge about music theory, and I guess being just more of like being a better musician and having a better sense of harmony and rhythm. I used to just look at the keyboard and press buttons and hope it sounded good, whereas now I'm actually thinking about what notes that I'm playing and where it all fits together. I'm so sorry about the lighting changing so much. I'm just in front of my window, and so I'm getting the natural lighting, which I think things normally just look better in natural lighting anyway. But yeah. So I'll probably just leave it there for the concealer, just doing the middle of my face, and then I'm gonna powder now. So for powder I'm gonna use this CoverGirl one. As you can see, it's pretty well loved. I don't think the color is perfect for me, but it's okay. It does an okay job. I'm putting a little bit on my under eyes, but not much, because I don't think this powder is very good for under your eyes. Looks a bit heavy. Normally when I'm doing a full face of makeup, I will bake my under eyes with loose translucent powder, but obviously I don't have any of that with me. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing with my skin every day, and then I'm gonna add bronzer and blush and highlighter probably, but just in terms of the base products. And I don't use very much powder at all. Like, I haven't dipped in again. I've only dipped in a few times. This does add a tiny bit of coverage, but yeah. The approach that I'm taking with piano is pretty much just to play songs from my set list that I already know really well on guitar, and because I already know kind of how they go, how they're meant to sound, how to sing along to them, I'm just playing the basic chords and learning how to do transitions smoothly and sing along to them. And I think that's a pretty good place to start, because I had done piano lessons in the past which are very theory heavy, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think that's a great way of learning too. But for me, I didn't progress at a pace that I was happy with, and I didn't find it very applicable because I don't play any classical piano. Although I do think it's really great for your like dexterity and coordination. But I still have those books, so I could continue to learn that way anyway. Right now I'm using my Hoola bronzer, which is like a cult favorite. But as you can see, this one is also a well-loved product. I have to kind of like dig into the sides to get my brush evenly coated, which probably isn't going to give me the best application, but I don't want to chuck it away if there's still product in there, so I'm going to use it up. I mostly keep the bronzer at the back of my cheeks, and I only bring it forward once there's not much left on my brush. I don't like to have like that sharp line that a lot of people online have, because I feel like I have a very round face, and when I have a line, not only does it look weird because my face is round, but also I have a lot of hair on my face, so it just looks really odd. I actually did get them not waxed, threaded. I got my cheeks threaded, and it looked really nice actually, but for about, I'd say a week or 2 weeks, I had all these little bumps, and I would like gently exfoliate it, not harshly because I know that would irritate it. And I didn't put any products in it for 2 days afterwards, and I still got all these crazy bumps, so I don't think I'll be getting it threaded again. I know a lot of people shave their face, but I'm too scared to do that. Maybe I should do a pink blush. So I do actually have a Tarte blush palette, but I left that in London, so I've been using eyeshadows as blush. I'm going to be using one from this palette, which is one of the Juvia's Place palettes. It's called the Deuce. This is what it looks like. It's very pretty. So I'm going to use this pink right here. So I just coat the brush like that, but then I tap it off quite a bit. And I sort of tap it on. I do like blush quite a lot. I know some people don't like it, but I do. Because sometimes I feel like my skin looks really dull. So when I put blush on, it makes my face look a little bit more awake, alive, vibrant. And I never used to like when people's faces used to glow, because I used to have really shiny skin. I would get really oily throughout the day, but now I really like it when people's faces look really, not shiny, but glowy. And so I feel like adding blush and then highlighter just looks so fresh. That's the right word, fresh. Especially this pink color. So I don't add it on the apples of my cheeks, and I don't add it at the back of my cheeks. Sort of do it here in the middle. I used to do it right in the center here, but I feel like my cheeks are already so round that it didn't look right. Sometimes if I'm doing like an orangey blush or like a very burnt color, I'll do it more at the back because it blends better with my bronzer. But because this color is a bright like bubblegum pink, I put it here. I also like to put it on my nose, which I know some people probably wouldn't like, but I really like it for some reason. Who else likes to apply blush for an hour? Now, I actually also don't have any highlighters with me, which is not that bad because I don't use highlighter that much, but I've been finding, because I've been inside and the makeup is only going to be for on camera, I've been wearing highlighter a little bit more. I often don't like highlighter in real life because it makes your skin look a lot more textured. But I'm going to use the original Shaaanxo palette, and I'm going to take I kind of want a little bit of that pink one, but it's really dark. It will look really bad on my cheek, so I'm going to take a tiny bit of that, but mostly the white color in the middle, and tap my finger off, and then tap it on my cheek. Oh, that's really bright. So what I do is I lay it down with one finger, and then a clean finger, I go over and tap it out. I think the key with finding a good color for you is if you look front onto the camera, you don't want to be able to see it. You just want to be able to see it when you turn your head. So I don't know if you can see on camera, you can see the highlight like that, but you can't see it when I look straight on. Or at least I hope you can't. It's hard to tell because the sun is shining in. As the day, so you can already see it on my hand. As it gets later, the sun will come in. But also it means that you get really good pictures in the afternoon because the sun shines in through my window. And I feel like makeup just always looks better in sunshine. That's highlighter done. Before I put that palette away, I'm just taking a brush that I got in some random eyeshadow palette. I can't even remember. It has one of those terrible little sponge applicators on one end, but it has this really cool, like, very thin paddle brush. It's very small on the other end, so I like using this to apply inner corner color. So I'm going to use that same white color that I used before on my inner corner. I have actually also been doing a lot of reading. I feel like I'm much happier and much more productive when I read. It's a really nice way to relax but also keep your mind active, you know, like an active form of rest. So I'm on to the second book in a series of 3. The first book is called The Knife of Never Letting Go, and the second book, which I'm on now, is called The Ask and the Answer, and it's about a boy called Todd. And yeah, I read the first book when I was in high school, when I was 14, and we did it for a book study, and I never read the whole series, so I thought I would. I'm really enjoying them so far. I'm gonna put some on my upper lip because why not? Carly Bible always does that, and I love her makeup too. There we go. Do I want to put any on my brow bone? Maybe a little bit, just the remainder of whatever's on the brush. I also have this book that I wanted to show you. It's got some stains on it because I took it to the beach with me, but it's this one. I might have showed it in my vlogs before. I haven't read much of it since isolation because I feel like it might be hard to implement some of these things while you're sitting at home. And again, I feel like a lot of the beginning is about decluttering, so you could probably do a lot of that in isolation. However, I feel like, not to toot my own horn, but I'm already quite good at decluttering. I already started doing that years ago. But yeah, I really like this book. I really like the concepts of it. I really like Madeline, who is a YouTuber, and yeah, if you're looking for some kind of lifestyle inspiration, check this one out. Okay, we're almost done. Now I'm gonna do mascara and eyebrow gel. Let me just clean these up. So the eyebrow gel that I use is the clear brow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I don't really know how you say that name. But this is a really good brow gel. It's just clear, has a really nice brush on it. I bought it because it was vegan and cruelty free, and I used to use like tinted brow gels, but I just didn't like them because, you know, if you touch your skin, they're tinted, so you just get the color everywhere, whereas clear ones, you know, you can just go through your eyebrows and not have to worry about it making a mess. And I feel like colored brow gels are really good if you have very sparse eyebrows, which sometimes my eyebrows can look a bit sparse, but I just feel like clear brow gels are so much easier to use. And often when I'm doing like a no makeup day, I want to just brush my eyebrows into place, and this is so much faster. I can't remember how many years ago I started using eyebrow gel, but my eyebrow game has never been the same. I love it. I would never go back to not using it. And then this is the mascara that I use. My nan actually got this for me. It's the Bad Gal Bang. I don't think it's my favorite mascara that I've ever used, but it is really black. I think it's the brush that I am not as big of a fan of. I really like the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but it flakes on me. I think it makes my eyelashes look amazing, but it just like flakes throughout the day all over my face. I'm gonna use this one, but it is very dry, so it doesn't look as good as it did when it was a fresher tube. Although I do have to say, when I first got this, it was really wet and I would just get it everywhere. See, that makes a huge difference already, and that's not even like a proper coat. There we go, that's like one coat. I was actually watching some of my old vlogs today, and it was one of those things, you know, where you're like, oh, I'll just watch one, or I'll just watch a little bit. I wasn't watching them all the way through, but you say, oh, I'm just gonna watch a little bit, and then you end up sitting there for an hour watching. Yeah, I was inspired to do some more vlogging today, and it just shows me how much I actually really enjoy vlogging. I know it's not for everyone, and not everyone likes watching them, but I love watching them. Even of myself, which is such a weird thing, because I lived what I'm watching. But they're just such a nice way to capture memories, and it's like a happy sad feeling looking back at old videos, and I feel like I was so different. I've done a lot of changing in the last few years. If you didn't know, that's what my tattoo means. I don't know if I've ever said on camera, but the triangle, like in maths and science, you've got the delta symbol, which is the triangle, and that means change, and then owls represent wisdom, so it's the wisdom to accept change. And it reminds me all the time that change is good and should be embraced. And I feel like ever since I got that tattoo, my life has changed so much over and over again. I don't know whether to do my bottom lashes as well. Maybe a tiny bit. Yeah, that's good. I don't have any eyeshadow on my lower lashes, so I don't want to go too heavy. I feel like my lower lashes are really long as well. The sun is coming into my room. You can see. Lip. She did like a pink nude. So let me see if I can do that. I have two lipsticks here. One of them is actually from XO Beauty, which is Shan XO's brand. And then I have this Max Factor one, which is probably very old, but it's like a pink color. It still smells okay. Camera cut off again. I didn't realize how long I'd be filming for. Let's try this color. That actually looks better than I thought it would. Maybe I'll just put a tiny bit. This is a really pale color. Oh, you can't even see that. It's a really pale color. Normally I don't wear it on its own. I just use it to lighten other colors. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Now I'm gonna do my hair, because I just did a workout. I think I mentioned at the beginning, I did a Les Mills online grit cardio 30-minute session, and it bloody killed me. I was so sweaty. But I've been working out almost every single day. Obviously I've been taking rest days when I feel like I need to let my muscles recover, but I've been really trying to be active, and I do struggle with like feeling positive about my body and my like image of myself, so exercising makes me feel a lot better about all of those things, and it's just so good for your head. So if you're not exercising in your isolation, make sure you add something into your routine, and the more you do it, the more you want to do it. So if you're feeling like you don't want to exercise at all right now, just try doing like one thing a day, one little thing, like a 10-minute walk around the house or something, and trust me, you'll want to do more. I actually really like this lip combination. Right, I'm gonna do my hair. So here's the final look. I just put my hair in a little low ponytail, and the sun is really coming into my room now, so I'm probably gonna take some pictures and then work on filming a little video. What's the time? 3:30, and then I might do some more French practice, some piano practice, and yeah, just get along with my day. It is kind of weird having no structure to the day. Yesterday was super unproductive, so I felt like filming myself today might make me a little bit more productive. I just hope that you're all having a really good time in isolation and making the best out of a shit situation. I know it's not what we would have chosen, and I know there's so many people in the world who are really suffering, and it's really bad right now. Let's make the most of this situation and take care of ourselves. Anyway, I'm gonna go before I start rambling on and sounding like I am an idiot. But yeah, talk to you soon.